So I stop into a restaurant to have some lunch. The waitress comes over, take my order. She always says, "Can I get you a drink first?" I always say, "Can I have a Coke, please?" Now, if the restaurant only carries Pepsi, she then has to say to me, "I'm sorry, but all we have is Pepsi. Is that okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, of course. I love Pepsi. Pepsi's my favorite choice." But I always ask for Coke. Now, why would I do that when I know full well that I would prefer Pepsi? I'm a victim of my environment. I realize that Coke is a huge global company. They've put mega bucks into branding their product and making sure that everyone around the world knows who they are. And they also incentivize their restaurants and their stores to carry their product and not carry another line. So when they're out there and telling everyone who they are, the restaurants will carry that line. Everyone knows who Coke is, and that's why they've achieved brand recognition. Now, if it means that they have to give their product away for free sometimes just to make sure that more people want it and like it, they'll do that. Why would they do that? Because they understand that brand recognition is the key to their business. And if their brand is not recognized, it's not going to get ordered. That's just the reality of it. I always make sure that I keep a stock of Pepsi at home, but when I'm out, I'm a victim of my environment. Like I said, I deal with what I've got. The reality of it is, if I go in and ask for Pepsi, there's a better chance that I won't get it and that they'll have to tell me the opposite and only have Coke. So I'm flexible with what when I place my orders. But, there's another example. Kleenex. I grew up calling this a Kleenex. It wasn't until I was older that I realized that's a brand name. These are actually tissues. So I didn't test, I didn't experiment. I decided I'm going to start calling them tissues. I did. You would not believe the looks I was getting from people. Like, that's an uppity name for a Kleenex. Just call it a Kleenex. But that's a brand name. Again, victim of my environment. Everyone's used to calling them Kleenexes, even though that brand recognition, they made the market, they got it out there. So I work with what I've got, and I use Kleenexes. So next stop, grocery store. I need to pick up some fresh fruit. And when I first started getting involved in the generics and UPCs, I started becoming more attuned to products that fit in that generic category. And fresh produce is a prime example. When I go into a store, I see apples sorted by type or taste or whatever. I don't see a bin for this orchard and a bin for that orchard, and I see the type that I want. As a consumer, I just want to come in and buy the apples I want. I want the process to be easy for me to buy apples. If it's difficult, if I have to go and research the orchards and find out their growing conditions and the quality and how they do it, that's too much effort for me. I trust that the grocery store has actually done all that work for me and has made it easy for me to come in here and buy products, buy the apples I want, and walk out with my apples. Okay, last stop of the day, a visit with one of our customers, an electrical distributor. Just want to check and see how business is doing for him and how things are progressing. We were talking about how contractors will place orders and bids with him. Aside from his regular customers, these are contractors that are trying to win a job. And in order to do that, they reach out to this distributor, maybe just him if he's a regular customer, or he may be going to multiple distributors to get price and ability. The key is he wants to know, one, am I going to have the stock? Are you going to be able to fill my need? And two, is the price right? That's all he's worried about. When he places this bid, he sends it off through his estimating software, and it just has a non-specific manufacturer UPC, maybe a description, not always, and that's it. So the distributor has to take that information, say, yep, I carry these products, and here's my best price that hopefully I'll win the order with. Sends it back to the contractor. Contractor then, hopefully he'll win the bid, place the order for the bill of materials with that distributor. At that time, the distributor then says, okay, here's what I need to fill. what are the suppliers that I have for this product, and which ones do I have stock on? Then he has to determine is what price to, which product to give so that he can make the best margin. And that's all factored into his final decision. But that's the key. He's making the decision. He has a cross-reference between his preferred suppliers and these generic, non-specific manufacturers that the contractors use. He then has to take that information, go back and say, okay, here are the products and which one I'm going to fill. He's built this cross-reference over time. It's still a manual process for him. So that is his environment. That's the way business has been done in this industry for almost 100 years. It's just now automated now, and they want the information to get there faster. But this is just the reality of the world we live in. That we're a victim of our environment in the electrical industry. So I can't help but think, if I was a manufacturer, why would I not want to be involved in that decision making? I'm the subject matter expert. Why would I not want to help the distributor make that decision, make it easier for him? I can do that today. I can provide that information with all of my other information to my customer through the IDW. I can link my proprietary UPC numbers to these non-specific manufacturer UPCs that the contractors use to bid and order. That one piece of information will make it easier for my customer to make a decision. I'll be able to provide him with that information, and the process can be automated. He can now go into his system when that bid comes in and says, here's the non-specific manufacturer UPC that the contractor is using, and here, boom, on my screen is all of these suppliers that I have, or maybe just the one preferred that I carry, but it's automated. He doesn't have to do a manual process. And why would I not want to make business easy to do for him? Why would I not want to get brand recognition, get my information in front of his face? That information can then be passed on to a contractor and can be discussed with the discussions when they place the order. You know, in some cases, contractors are used to brands, and they'll specifically order by brand when they place the final order. But in a lot of cases, they don't. They have to know that brand. They have to be comfortable with it, familiar with it, know that it's the better product.
So make your brand the brand of choice for distributors and contractors by providing the linkage between your products and the non-specific manufacturer UPCs that contractors use to place bids and orders.